I'm Meg, and today I'm going to demonstrate for you how to get your loved one from laying down in their bed to sitting up in a wheelchair using a slide board. The kind of transfer that I'm going to be demonstrating is for somebody who would be classified as dependent, but our demonstrator today does have good head control. There are a lot of different ways that you can set up your environment, but what I would recommend is bringing the wheelchair up to the bed as close as you can so that it's as level as to the bed as you can get it at a slight angle. You will have removed the footrests and the armrests closest to the bed and put them out of your way. Underneath the bed, at the foot of the bed is always a good rule. As well as have locked the brakes on the wheelchair so that it doesn't scooch anywhere when you're getting your loved one into the chair. Okay, so the first step of this transfer is to get your loved one into a sitting position. There are a lot of different ways that you can go about doing this, but a good, safe, default way to do it is have the person roll towards you and then sit them up from a sideline position. So that's what I'm going to demonstrate today. First step, before you even roll, is to put on a safety belt. And the way you can do that is by scooching your hand to the center of the small of your loved one's back and shimmying the gait belt across like so. Okay, a little tightness coming. So once the gait belt is on, you're going to perform the roll. You start by putting the knees into a bent position and then having your loved one look towards you and reaching their arm across. And then we'll just do a little roll. Okay, on the count of 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay. So they'll be pretty close to the edge, and that's good for you mechanically. You don't have to reach over, but just make sure that you keep your body in front of them at all times for safety reasons. Okay, once you get into a sideline position, the next step is to get sitting up on the bed. And the way that you'll do this is by scooping your hand underneath your loved one's shoulder and neck to support the head, and then hooking your arm underneath their knees to help them swing their legs off the bed when the time comes. And it's easiest if you move the legs as close to the edge as possible. Okay, so on the count of 3, Amber, we're going to sit up. 1, 2, 3. Good. Now, it's always good to land in a position where their legs are in between your legs because you have a lot of control here. I'm not going to let her go anywhere. Now, something unfortunate has already happened in that we're a little far away from the wheelchair. But a good thing that you can do is just unlock the brakes while keeping 3 of your limbs touching Amber at all times for safety and scooching it a little forward. Okay. And once we scooch it forward, we're always going to re-lock the brakes. Alright, so the next step is placing the slide board underneath your caregiver's hips. The sloped side is always the top side, the straight side is always the bottom side. Okay, so you're going to grab the slide board with the handhold. You're going to put your loved one's head over your shoulder for support, and you're going to lean them using your body until their bottom starts to raise off the bed. You're going to place the board underneath their hips. Hey, Amber, is that pinching you? No. Okay, you want to make sure it doesn't pinch any skin. You're creating a bridge between their bottom and the chair. And this isn't quite the way I want it to be, so we're going to try again. Okay, that's better. Then you're going to lean them back. Okay, so this is usually the most challenging part. It's time to lift and scoot the hips over to the chair using the slide board. So there are a lot of different methods you can use to do this. You can use the gait belt, but I think it's actually more beneficial to you if you put your hands underneath your loved one's pelvis and help them with the lift. So you're gonna assume a very athletic stance with bent at the hips and at the knees in kind of the squat position. And what you'll do is bring your loved one's arms to the opposite side of the chair and have them lean into you. You're gonna lean them forward until their bottom starts to move off of the bed, which is right about here, and you're gonna get your hands underneath their pelvis, the big bony parts of their pelvis. And then you're gonna use a series of scoots to get them to the chair. So on the count of 3, 1, 2, 3. All right, you're gonna resituate your body. You're gonna go again. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so right now, Amber's in the chair, but as you can see, there's a lot of space here, so I need to scooch her back. But before we do that, we're gonna remove the slide board. So I'm gonna have her arms draped to the side, and I'm gonna lean her body away and remove the board. Doing okay? Okay. And now we're gonna move her back. One way you can do this is to have her lean forward and then use your knees to push her knees back into the chair. So I'll have her lean forward. I'm gonna place my knees in front of her knees. Sometimes it's easier to have just one leg in front and one leg in back. And then on the count of 3, we'll push her back. So 1, 2, 3. All right, we're gonna do it one more time. 1, 2, 3. Okay, I think that looks pretty good, so be careful of her head and lean her back. Make sure that her feet are placed on the ground. Make sure the brakes are on, and make sure that she has good control and setup with this arm on the armrest, and then you can retrieve the other armrest and the foot plates, which you placed at the bottom of the bed. So you'll go ahead and you'll replace those. And put the foot plates back on. You'll lift up her leg and place it on one foot plate, and sometimes it's easier to kind of move the chair away from the bed to get the other foot plate on.